Hello, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Great Puckatini coming at you on behalf of PuckettFanShop.com. And I don't know why my picture's not on here, guys, but anyway, I told it to do that, but maybe I don't know what I've done. But anyway, what I've got for you here today are 10 musts for an Arkansas Razorbacks win versus Ole Miss today. Hogs have a big game today versus Ole Miss tonight, I believe at 6:30. I meant to get this video on last night, but my son's in the band and we got home really late and I was trying to get it ready. I fell asleep, couldn't stay awake. But anyway, 10 musts for an Arkansas Razorbacks win versus Ole Miss today. Go Hogs. Now, number one, Arkansas must win the turnover battle. You know, as the great Jimmy Johnson said, who one of my biggest mentors when I was coaching. Coach, he's from Arkansas, by the way, played at Arkansas. He used to say it's not the big plays you make that wins games, but it's the bad plays you don't make that wins games. You know, so that means turnovers, you know, big penalties, stuff like that. You got to stay out of them. You got to win the turnover battle if you want to win games. You have to. There's a direct correlation between number of turnovers and teams that win the turnover battle and teams that win. Arkansas is not good enough to overcome these turnovers. And Corral, Ole Miss's quarterback there, he will throw interceptions if you put pressure on him. And I think Coach Chavis will do that. He did it last week. Got to put pressure on him. He will turn the ball over. Number two, Arkansas must be patient and run the ball. You know, Memphis ran it 51 times versus them. That's a bunch. They only got 192 yards versus a 3.8 average. I put only. That's pretty good. But anyway, Rakeem Boyd and all other running backs, Hayden and all these guys, they must have big games today. They have to be able to run the ball to keep Ole Miss, in check. Ole Miss runs that 3-4, and there's a good spot there. I think they should run behind left tackle Colton Jackson. Run right off his butt, running that C gap, and really hammer that in your inside zones. For the left and right tackle, and make those big guys inside. Ole Miss got a really big defensive line. Make them run, make them move, and then play action off of that. And I think they'll have a lot of success if they do that. But they have to be patient and run the ball, just like Memphis did. Number three, Arkansas must put pressure on Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral, like I said earlier. Memphis sacked him 3 times. He's very mobile. He can run, so he'll throw the ball up for grabs if you pressure him. And he did it once through an interception and through some others that could have been intercepted. The defensive line must stay in front of him and stay in rushing lines. What I mean by this is they can't get behind him. They've got to stay in front of him. And he's only 6'1". So I put here, if the defensive line can't get to him, get your hands up. He's only 6'1", and knock down some passes. But you got to keep him in the pocket. You can fluster him, especially I heard stories last week that he got in a fight with head coach Luke excuse me, and their offensive coordinator, Rich Rodriguez. He was telling them that if they call better plays, he could play better, I think is what I heard. So, you can rattle this guy. Now, he did have 9 carries, 36 yards. He is mobile. He can run. You have to keep him in a pocket. Defensive line has to be they have to stay home. So they must corral him, pardon the pun there. Number 4, Arkansas must stop Ole Miss's running game and force them to pass. Okay, Memphis held Ole Miss to only 80 yards rushing, which is terrible. Scotty Phillips was their leading rusher. He rushed 19 times for 66 yards and a touchdown. That's barely 3 yards per carry average. So Arkansas must do the same. Stop the running game. If they're able to run it, and then Corral will be having a big game. Got to stop the running game first. That's really behind turnover battle. That's our top priority. Number 5, Arkansas must win the battle of field position. Ole Miss has a really good punter. I believe his name is Mac Brown. He averaged 46.8 yards per punt versus Memphis. That's huge. So Arkansas defense must keep the Ole Miss offense on their side of the field because Brown will pin them back inside the 20 if they don't. And that's not good. You don't want to be driving 80 yards every series, even if you punch in the end zone. That's too far. We can't do that. Defense has got to help us win the turnover battle. And also our punter, Sam Loy, he's got to do a good job too of pinning them back like he did last week versus Portland State. Number 6, Arkansas must stop leading receiver Elijah Moore and get some more interceptions this week. We got 3, I believe, last week. Now Moore, he's only 5'9", 184, so Razorback defensive backs should match up well versus him. You know, Montreat Brown is 6 foot. Tutt is 6'1". McClellan is 6 foot. Ladarius Bishop from Ashdown is 6 foot. So we got big defensive backs. We've got to be able to watch him. Don't let him have a big game. Now, like I said earlier, Crowell will make some bad throws, and the Razorbacks must make him pay when he does. We got to pick him off. We got to put pressure and then pick him off. Number 7, Arkansas must block big defensive lineman number 40, Josiah Coatney. He's 6'4", 325 pounds. Really big guy. We got to make him move. We're not going to be able to run right at him, I don't think. We got to concentrate running on this in the C gaps, right off our tackle's butt. Coatney was tied for the team leading tackles with 7 versus Memphis. He also had a tackle for a loss and a sack. So we got to have to get him blocked. Really big guy. Got to keep him out of the game. Number 8, Arkansas QBs must complete over 60% of their passes this week. Last week, I think it was about 47%. It's not good enough. Got to do better. Receivers got to help. Tight ends, we got to catch the ball. Can't drop it. Memphis completed 74% of their passes last week versus Ole Miss. They ran the ball and play action off of it a lot, like I was saying earlier. We got to do that. Cheyenne O'Grady will be back. That should help us out big time over the middle. Getting that guy over the middle in that 3-4 defense. Usually have bigger linebackers a little slower. He can get behind them. He needs to have a big day in the middle of the field. And they play 2 high safeties. You'll see 2 deep safeties. He can get between them, make some big plays. And then that should also help out Trey Knox. You know, I'm waiting for this guy to explode. He's great. He just got to get healthy. And look for a lot of improvement from Ben Hicks this week. You know, from 1 week to the second week, I think we'll see a lot of improvement from him. Number 9, Arkansas's offensive line must get inside linebacker Lakia Henry blocked. This young man tied with Coatney and their safety as well for the leading tackles. He had 7 tackles. On these zone runs I was telling you about, the offensive lineman has got to get that first level blocked, and then they piggyback to that next level. You know, they pass the guy off and then the next guy. And so tight end O'Grady, the tight ends have got to help block him too. So if we can get those tackles blocked, those defensive ends, usually they're head up on our tackles. We get them blocked, and then we can get down to those linebackers. Or the guard's got to get to them, you know. Or the guard gets to the end, and the tackle moves on to the linebacker. But we've got to get Mr. Henry blocked. He's a good inside linebacker in there. If we're going to be successful, we got to get Coatney and Henry blocked. Like I said, we got to know where he is and make sure we get a hat on him because he'll disrupt you quite a bit if you do not. Number 10, Arkansas must get big games from Knox, from Woods, Burks, and O'Grady. And I was talking about this earlier. You know, Mike Woods, Trey Knox, Treylon Burks, from Warren, and then Cheyenne O'Grady. These guys must have big games today. They've got to help out Ben Hicks. Misspelled Ben's name there. But anyway, they must help him out. Make every catch that comes their way. These are big, tall guys. They got to have big catch radiuses, get them arms out, catch the ball. Then when they catch it, we got to have some run after catch. We got to get some yak yards or rack, whatever you want to call it, yards after catch, run after catch. Got to do that. Help being out here. We got to have some big plays. Their punters are going to pin us deep a lot, so we got to have big plays. You can't just eke out 80-yard drives. You got to have big plays in there. And then Arkansas's completion percentage, I said earlier, it needs to be above 60%. It's got to be. We got to complete more than 47%. We're not going to beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss hung with Memphis. They had a chance to win it. Memphis is a really good team. Ole Miss is good, guys. They're tough. Hogs got to come to play today. These are the 10 musts that they have to do to win the game. Hey, check out my website. I'll try to put a link to it on this video down under to my NFL DFS projections. I put them out Wednesday night, and I'll update them again tonight for the Sunday games. So be looking for that. They're free right now, but next week they may not be. So check them out. Then you upload them into a lineup optimizer and get in the money and win some money. And that is all I've got, guys. Let's see how I'm doing here for my time.